What is happening, good people? It is Sunday morning, like 9:40 in the morning. And here I am, subjecting myself to the Oops All Loose Week 2 Duckling Derby flags for your enjoyment, entertainment, and education purposes. So what do we got for this one? We have usual shuffled Shop's Magic RNG, normal runnable formations, which is unfortunate. It's not my favorite, we'll say. Shuffled A-side tiles, which is, not bad. It opens it up for some good solo grinds. They're safe. Um, Shuffled scripts, skills, spells, and status attacks, which is all normal. Free ship, free bridge, free canal, free tail. We're getting everywhere, right? We just don't have the airship to cover Gaia, Lefane, Cardia, which Cardia is the most important of those. Typically speaking, you don't really care about Gaia or Lefane in this flag set because, well, what are you going to get out of them, right? There's a chance that the armor shop in Gaia has something for you. The only incentivized location and item in this flag set is the Moss Mune in Canaria Locked. So once we find the key, we have a sword, which is a good time. Early open progression, all the regular early King, Sarda, Sage, and Ordeals. Nothing terribly special there. One real interesting call out in this flag set is the boss HP scaling is actually clamped a little bit tighter than their stats. So the stats are 80 to 200, which is not bad. And they could roll down a little bit. They could roll up quite a bit. But the HP is 90 to 170. So that narrower range is actually a big deal. You're not going to feel a need for a black belt. I can actually make the ninja a bit more viable as your melee carry. Um, Ninjas have some problems, we shall say, when it comes to the end game, and those problems are non-elemental damage spells. That is their extreme weakness. XP in gold, 2.2 at plus 150, which is a little bit on the lower end, which is fine. You're going to be taking a lot of fights in this flag set. You're going to be doing a lot of dungeon exploration. Blurst weapons and armor, basically the same through most of the tournament. -2 to +5 on the weapons, -4 to +4 on the armor. Exclude the Moss Mune. No surprise there. We have one bonus, no malice, in this flag set, so we shall see what comes out of that. Spellcasting bonuses are not excluded. Super great. BB crit rate is halved. That's pretty much it. There's nothing super outstanding about these flags. It's gonna tilt you one way or the other than you're gonna be opening a lot of boxes, right? This is an all loose flag set. There are no incentive items. You don't know where anything is, so we got to make a lot of percentage plays. We got to go for chest density, easy checks, right? But that means that we have to supplement ourselves with a lot of encounters that we might otherwise skip if we were playing a black belt. So this is not really a black belt friendly flag set. That's not to say that it's not possible to run a black belt. It's just not very friendly. So we have a seat here. What do we got? Black belt vitality fighter. Okay, it's gonna have 999 hit points at like level 35. Cool. +10 Agi Thief is actually pretty good. You're going to be able to run from things a little bit better just because you're going to have a little bit more turn order, which is nice. Cuts into the ambush rate a little bit, gives you first strike a little bit more. It's good. +10 is not a big deal, but it's nice little cherry on top. Oh man, that might be the black mage right there. It might not be a black belt flag set, but ninja spells on the black belt is practically a black mage. Red mage with +20% hit. All right, so real talk, I love a red mage. a lot, near and dear to my heart, right? This is such a waste of a bonus on the red mage because even when you've leveled up a red mage substantially, they're not going to be your melee carry. They don't have the strength to do it. They don't have the base hit growth to do it. Um, this hurts just a little bit. Like if that 20% hit was on the fighter or the ninja instead, that'd be a good time. Thief luck growth on the white mage, not bad. Oh, uh, suck an egg, red mage. All right. Um, the other thing I should check real quick: there are no forced classes in this flag set. So if you looked at week one, which I did a stream of yesterday, your slots 2 and 3 are forced. So, you get to deal with whatever comes up there. It's sort of a pseudo snake draft. You're getting first and fourth pick, your opponent's getting second and third. It's just your opponent is the randomizer site, right? Um, what am I thinking for this? um, hmm. Hmm. So the safe play um, in this seed is going to be. Oh, this is so dumb. Uh, it's going to be a lot of black mage. Much as I love the idea of ninja spell black belt being my black mage, I cannot pass up a better than red mage. And that is exactly what the black mage is in this set of flags, or in this seed specifically. When you get white magic spells on a black mage, it's you're gunning it, right? Like the red mage, you're losing out on a bunch of slots pre-promotion, right? You don't get your second and fourth slot in first level. You don't get your second and fourth slot in third or fourth. Um, Nothing above fourth level really counts for the red mage because they get like one slot available out of the shops for for fifth level, and nothing out of sixth level until they promote. Even when they promote, they're not getting anything above sixth level that counts, right? um, excuse me. Pardon me while I swallow wrong and choke. Um, so yeah, you've probably heard it many times already. Anytime you have a spellcasting bonus, you pretty much take that. Um, don't expect all three of the black mages to live through the whole seed. It'll probably go down to 3 men. But, you know, we'll see what happens. It's a good time, right? So, with all that said, and it's real weird. So I run a 3 monitor setup, right? I've got my stream stuff up at the top. I've got uh, my left screen is my game window, and then my right screen is I have a copy of the randomizer site up with the flags. And what I normally set it to is the incentive locations and items. I just like to see what I'm chasing down, right? Um, when you only have one incentive location and one incentive item, it doesn't really matter. Um, oh, the other real important call out for this flag set before I start: no northern docks. No northern docks is a really big deal. It constrains the logic significantly until you have the airship. Excuse me. Until you have the airship. Ordeals is the only place in the northern continent you can go. And that assumes you have a canoe, which we do not initially. Sorry, still choking a little bit over here. So let's get started. Let's get this rolling. That was garbage. Zap is a very good spell. That was not what I meant to learn on them, but that's okay. We're getting our... We're gonna have one caster with a fire spell, I guess. Whoops. Chain -2 is still better than nothing. Rapier +1 is good crit. We're going Iron Hammer. It's kind of important when you're running a zap-focused group here that you have some sort of damage option, even if that damage option sucks. Hey, look, it's our first incentive item. And some starting money. Garland, I think, basically has no MDEF, so that zap landing was kind of a foregone conclusion. Ooh. Look at an incentive NPC having an incentive item when she's not actually incentivized. That's pretty great. That heal staff is good money. Can I get an armor in there? Nope. Okay. So I'm pretty much loaded for the early game here, and that's pretty awesome. Before I go anywhere else, I'm going to go to Provoke It because level 2 magic is very important when you only have Zap as a kill condition. Do the Sahags respect me this seed? That's going to be the real question. They respected my authority this time. So if you watched the week 1 flags that I did last night, you probably saw the Sahags were very rude. I don't think the pirates are going to resist the zaps, but yeah, better safe than sorry. Also, they still hit for enough. The last thing I really want to do is lose that entire boat trip because I refuse to stop at the inn here. Ooh. Alright. Still no tents, which I'm hoping rolled a lower cost than the cabins. As you probably heard me say last night, if you checked out that one, or have watched the recording, which I posted into the Seeds in Progress channel last night, I'm a big fan of Early Absorb. Um, oh, life 2 and wall. Good spells there. Early absorb is very powerful. All right, we Gucci boys. Kind of blows that life 2 and nuke are the same level. Not gonna lie. So that spell level pretty loaded. Um, wall is not necessarily going to be like a hard requirement, right? We're gonna see what actually comes of that long term. But yeah, the idea of having it is I don't want to have to stop back at Provoca for magic until I've promoted, so that my knight can get life 2. And I don't know how many ribbons I'm going to get, so we'll see. Toya's cave is a bust. That happens a lot. So I don't have a lot of money right now, but whew, whew. It's another one of those levels. All right, so I did a dumb here. I'm gonna check just how dumb it was, if it was real dumb. Okay, it was not real dumb. Um, so I always order my magic a very certain way, and the reason is that if I don't, I inevitably screw up, and I hate that. So what I was looking for was if Fade was in a learnable level 3 slot. Because, yeah, if it had been in a learnable level 3 slot, I might have actually reset it back to that tent. So, Marsh, 4 chests on the top, 6 on the bottom. On the way to the bottom, there's 2 of the upper link chests. Now, Marsh is dangerous. I don't like being here. But yeah, you know, you go through here and you see what you can do as far as first off just getting your loose out. But the nice thing about doing top first is if you take an encounter for some reason, it's easier to get out. If you are um, if you're not going to take the loot from here, it's not extra steps on your way out. You can just reset. Now, granted, I have warp charges and a house. So you'll notice me run from the vast majority of encounters here, and the reason for that is I don't know how many spell slots I'm going to need through this entire dungeon, but the answer is more than 0, right? And so if I end up having to take a bunch of unrunnable fights, again, we are on normal for unrunnables, I'm going to want those nukes and those zaps. Or if I see a fight like this. this this is good experience right here. I get turn order on the nuke. Heck yeah. So that's my concern here. I'm diving at level 5. This is probably going to put me to yeah, just to 6. The experience scaling's a little too low to go higher. Uh-oh. The ambush was the problem there. just gonna say that. The ambush was the real problem. Um, all right. Well, I went from level 6 to level 10 on these two guys. I got 5 grand for my troubles. Cool. So Marsh so far has had 2 incentive items. That's pretty good. 3 incentive items. Sky, 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 once I have the ability to go there. So, in the rundown of what's available to me chest-wise, this is real important. Dwarves. I do not have a key. I do not have a canoe. That leaves dwarves. So we're going to see something in the 2 chests in the front or the TNT turn in. We'll see. We'll get there. It'll be a good time. I am going to be checking the armor shop in Elf because I hadn't yet. And I have a lot of money now because a bunch of those chests actually had gold in them. Alright, did not pick up any armor to sell. Oh, that's garbage. Okay, cool. So I like to overstock on tents because that allows me to do encounter manip on the way out. As I mentioned yesterday, I had a very traumatic experience with some sahags who mercilessly, I think, fire-two'd me into the ground. I don't want to deal with that. So Quad X and Cure 4 look like good spells. I'm still going to pick up life, and the main reason I'm picking up life is that it is not sharing a level with Nuke. As much as Life 2 is the greatly improved spell. Yeah. So I kind of lied, now that I think about it. So I've got dwarves, but I also have, I think, TNT to turn in, and I have access to Earth. Pre-incentive Earth has 11 chests. So that could be the answer. But I'm still going to check Dwarf first. And then technically the Sage at Crescent could give me something. I mean, technically that's an incentive item. Okay. It was the TNT, yes. Okay. All right, we're doing Earth. The seed is screaming at me to do Earth. I like how we just sold him explosives. I feel mixed about that. Like, normally you get something like item-wise out of that, but just getting money feels a little dirty. Not gonna lie. Alright, do we have anything worth learning here? We have Fade in the first slot. So, always important to remember your spell slot gains are, obviously going to happen on characters who are higher level first. And I've got a 3-level differential. They can't get 5th level slots just yet, but, we'll get there. I don't know why I checked that weapon shop. I did mean to check the armor shop. Because I want these. I may not have enough money to use the inn now. I do not. It's okay. That's what cabins are for. The overworld encounter rate is not so high that I should be expecting this many encounters right now. So we go for the 2 for up front. Whatever hat. I don't care about Cobras. We're not going to be taking that tile. Generally speaking, in this flag set, you will not be taking tiles, except as an early, pick-me-up. Get your initial levels so you can complete encounters easily. Do I care about an Opal Helm? The answer is, I guess, enough to use a warp charge. So I am actually going to check these tiles here. I'm going to skip out on the bowls because I don't like bowls that much. That's actually an excellent tile when it doesn't ambush you. If I could just walk back, please. So this is a very dangerous tile. As you just saw my decent absorb fighter get hit for over 100. However, Nuke solves for many problems, and one of those problems is angry seafood. So I'm only taking this for just a handful of levels, and the entire reason is every level you get here just makes it a little bit easier to get to the bottom. And we're going all the way. We're not stopping this train if we get a canoe or something. And here we are really concerned more about the party than an individual character. So that's, why you're seeing what you're seeing. I don't have any intention of letting any of these guys go down. I have all the life spells in the world to pick them back up if they die. So yeah, this is just getting some base levels so I can survive the rest of the dungeon. And honestly, this fight was probably enough. This is higher than you would be in vanilla. I am totally okay using houses there because I was getting enough money to replace multiple houses per fight. So, as I said last night, I'll say it again, the upper route at that split is faster if you are checking these chests. Hey look, it's an adamant. If you are going straight down to the next floor, the lower route in that split room is the one you're going to take. It is the better of the options. But we on full clear mode, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, so that opens up several things. Wow. This has been a very lucrative floor. Monsters can stop ambushing me anytime now. So on this floor, we just got 15% more golden experience, which is pretty good. Not gonna lie. We also got one of our required go mode items in the form of the loot. Also very good. The adamant as a fetch quest item is effectively worthless. I will check it on my way out, most likely. Well, maybe. So fetch quests are effectively just an extra chest, right? Because they're not incentivized, going all the way out of your way to get to the NPCs is it's a huge waste of time. So things that will make it more likely that I go check that. If I find the key or the canoe, things that make it more dense in the case of the key, because I can then go check the armory, or faster because the canoe allows me to do canoe docking at the river. Don't forget this chest. We call this Earth TFC. Oh, also remember, it has a spike tile right in front of it if you go along the bottom wall like I just did. Oh, hey, that's actually good. I have no real intention of protecting that second slot Black Mage, which is why he has nothing on him. Earth TFC is a chest that will absolutely wreck you in a race sometime when you have a loose situation like this. And it's just a massive pain to get to. Wow. Wow, Seed. So you might recall, I certainly do, that the boxes at Matoya sucked and I reset out of them. So you can tell just how much priority I'm putting on those. You're going to see that as I go through here, I'm basically running from anything that is runnable. Black mages are good at this level for that. As previously discussed, every level you get on a black mage makes them worse at running. So just keep that in mind as well. We're going to have an interesting situation with this seed because literally every one of our characters will be able to cast Life 2. And that's going to be wonderful. Because as soon as I get the floater, I am going to go promote. Um, you know, I have the nuke charges to do this. I like to, early dungeons, save all my nuke charges for the unrunnables. Just, makes it easier to get out. All right, Lich's bedroom did not have anything. That's good to know. Also, if you are not familiar with those two rooms, they all they have several spike tiles in them, and I think it's 2 varieties in total. The Lich's Armory room is referred to sometimes as W room because that's the shape you go in order to avoid all of those spike tiles. The bedroom, as we call it, the bottom left check, that one is you go all the way to the left and up to check the bottom chest. Then you head to be between the other 2 chests and head up that route, and you will avoid all of the spike tiles. Hello, speed bump. Min roll nuke. Okay. All right, there we go. We fixed it. So I just want to point out, I said the seed is screaming at me to go to Earth, and it contained 4 incentive items. 4. Now, good news. We're going to finish off the continent pretty much right here because we have the ability to do all of the checks over here. And so we're going to do them. That is because I have warp, and I plan to do the warp trick. Ooh. So because warp sends you back to the prior trigger location that you went from, I walked outside, so I walked back in. It sets me to that side of the cave instead of the east side. Little time save, but it actually counts for a lot. Oh, these are Death Touch Kerwolves. That's information. So I should have just reset out of Sarda when he gave me, $20 or whatever. I don't care. The main thing is it's off my mental checklist now. There are no chests, no NPCs, except for the slab turn-in to do here. And, that makes me feel good about life. Okay. So the quick rundown of what we have left to turn in and see what we get out of it. We have the Adamant, which is a long walk. We have the Crystal, which is a long sail and a moderate-sized walk. And we have Crescent Lake. So really, I mean, I don't have a lot of chests left to check. It's gotta be one of those 3. We know that it's not a chest in Matoya's that's going to get us progress here. So, yeah, we're whittled down. Well, that's a soft potion, all right. So either we have a canoe, and it's going to be the canoe, right? That's the real kicker here is we don't have Ryukon docks on. We're not going to just get the floater and go. But at this point, because we have cleared everything in Melmond chest wise, and we have nothing left in the inner sea to speak of. It's either Matoya or the Sage is going to give us a canoe. And there we have it. So I know these chests are garbage, but again, it's getting them off the mental checklist. It's anytime I'm dealing with a situation where I'm, chasing entrances in entrance floor shuffle, or I'm checking loose items in a seed like this, it's just the mental checklist. So there are a lot of arguments to be made about which direction to go from here. This is the close one, so this is the one I'm going to do. There's still inner sea stuff that could come up, and that makes it more appealing to go this way, right? Um, it's very easy to get stuck in the mindset of efficient routing if you're like, if most of your checks are elsewhere. But so if I find the key in Volcano, which is going to be my next destination, Volcano is a very good destination for me right now. But if I find the key in there, that opens up a world of chests in the inner sea. And because they're all in the inner sea, um, that's where I'm going to want to check them, right? If I were to sail to the outside and come up, then I'm going to be regretting life. I normally check that spike tile, but I'm going to be forced to check it because it's the same as the hairpins here. So I kind of took the bad route with this, and what I mean by that is if you check the right side of this hairpin and you have warp, you then check the left and warp out, and it's a good time. You don't waste any time with the process. If you are instead doing it the way I'm doing it, the assumption is that you're walking around. Little time save. Uh, I have the warp charges. I should have done it that way. It's okay. We're just going to walk it. So what I'm seeing so far is that there is a cabin worth of value, and that's about it. Hmm. Okay, so these guys have over 300 but under 500. They're decent experience, which is why I bother to take them. It was mostly just to save the ribbon. I mean, there was some other stuff in there too, but the ribbon was the real prize. Even though that's the super free box, I don't want to have to go back for it if I wipe. I like Cerberite. They usually die very easily. Thank you for eventually leaving for the fourth dimension. I don't really like my heal potion count right now. I should have restocked at some point and didn't. I mean, thanks game for the bailout, right? That's another turnet I don't care about terribly much. Oh yeah, that box on the right is linked to one in the top left room. I don't remember which one, but that top left room with the 5 chests, yeah. I hate saying this, but I think that before I go to ice, I'm going to have to stop off at Crescent to see if I can buy heal potions. That's a bad situation. Wow. I'm just going to take this a few times. Not many. Okay, that was good information. They have under 300, but over 230. So the reason that I'm saving the level 4 charges is that I have Cure 4 there, and that's going to be how I heal up before the carry fight. Hmm. Whatever. I have a lot of nukes. You're going to stun out my fighter. You know, now that I think about it, I can probably do ice because I have Cure 4. If I didn't have Cure 4 with as many charges as I have of it, that would have been a lot scarier. Oh yeah, I forgot to heal. Whoops. I have a life 2 for that. Alright, we're going to ice. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. And by biscuit, I mean the 2.5 minutes it'll save me to not stop in a town and go shopping and all of that jazz. My best case scenario in ice is that I get a French vanilla floater and I proceed to go to the desert. My worst case scenario is that the floater is hanging out in Ordeals, which, man, that'd be a feels bad moment right there. Hey, chance to strike first. It's my favorite words that I can almost never see on the screen when the fight starts. I always forget that that little, 3-step floor is there. You know what? I'm going to show you the alternate way of dealing with this this bit. So I've set up for a warp trick, and I am immediately rewarded for what I'm doing. So Phantom, unrunnable, will punch your lights out. Not a good time. You would normally have to fight him twice. When you set up the warp trick like that, where you wait to warp until you've checked those 2 chests, you get to avoid that spike tile second fight. There are pros and cons. The biggest pro to that is exactly what just happened. You get a bad spike tile in that location. You have an incentive item or something you want trapped behind it, or you don't know yet, right? So that's the use case, right? The downside, you'll almost never use it if you have a vanilla incentive, because why would you? Um, uh, this is looking like kind of a bust of a dungeon. So I have 5 chests left. All right, you paid for yourself. That is one of the other things that's nice about the Oops All Loose flag set is when you're in one of these, you're virtually guaranteed to get multiple ribbons. And that's a good feel, you know? All right, so things that I have outstanding. The crown turn-in, which I had really hoped to forestall until I had the key. Who knows? Maybe Astos has the key and whatnot. But after that, it's heading out to ordeals. They're coming right for us. Remember, kids, hunting sober is like fishing sober. Okay, so we're going to stop at our good friend Astos on our way out. Well, actually, we're going to stop at Crescent Lake first because I've got the sages to do there. Then we're going to stop at our good friend Astos. Then we're going to stop in Melman, translate the slab, and buy the silver bracelet for BBBB. And then we're going to head to Ordeals. Oh, there weren't any heal potions here. So that's good information. Okay. One of my great regrets about this refresh rate is that I can't always see what's going on. The cursor disappears when I'm doing trade, so like, yeah, I just can't see anything. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Spells. Meh. Meh. I might pick up Fog too. Oh, well, I guess that solves the question of what I'm going to use for armor on BBBB. Just, answer that question for me. Nice. Yeah, so I'm going to pick up Fog 2. I don't like Fog 2. Most people don't like Fog 2. It's not a great spell because you're still getting damaged. What is its benefit? If you don't have Invis 2, it's a defense that you didn't otherwise have. I should actually stop and restock those healing potions that I talked about restocking several times. Ooh, is this where we get ambushed by Gerwolves that it will death touch me? Is that what we're doing? They didn't death touch me, chat. Stop. I don't have the herb while I'm here, right? Okay. Wait a minute, I should get some houses. That seems like enough houses. I would rather, in virtually 100% of situations, pop a house than use an inn, even if it costs me a bit more. And the exception to that is when the houses are so expensive, like they are in the real world right now, that that it doesn't make financial sense. but the time commitment of an inn is pretty substantial. So if I'd been smart, I would have saved in the boat just outside the river, and as soon as I saw that all he had was cash, I would have reset. I'm still waking up. We're 50 minutes into this seat, and I'm still waking up. So to all you ducks who are watching this, just remember that in this flag set, until you have the floater, nothing is certain. And so, yeah. And then even when you do have the floater, nothing is certain, because who knows when you'll get all your go mode. So, unless I am truly losing my mind, the floater has to be here. 1-1, by the way, if you're keeping track. One, 1, 2, and stairs. Wow. Fabulous. I didn't even get one of the splits. That's a defense sword. That's going to help in the end game. Ow, quit it. All right, so the world has opened up. Not a lot, but enough. Please don't nuke me for my disrespect. So just running through our checklist right now, we have the Oxial, the Cube, the Chime. We are missing the key for Go mode. We are one item from finishing this out. So yeah, you know, we're winning. We're doing good. This is good. I think technically this is the slow way to get where I'm going. Whoops. Yeah, it has to be. That's okay. We'll make it work. So what I'm going to bet on, because sometimes I'm a gambling man, is that the key is in Sky. Now what I do need to do before I go into Sky is promote. I stop in Gaia because it is literally a straight line from Gaia to the floater location. The fastest landing spot is the straight line south from the from that check. So the other thing I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to check the Cardia Isles. This is 13 very free chests. And the big thing is because they are free, they have 0 encounters. The reason you check them is that it saves you steps in areas where you have encounters. So if I find my go mode, while I'm, checking these chests, then I've saved myself some heartache later. Remember what I said about my cursor disappearing from time to time? All right. Actually, I don't know why I saved there when I needed to just save right here. The other thing with these cardia checks is that the getting out can be a pain. Oh, okay, go mode. And that's why you check these before checking all 50 whatever chests in Sky. 52? Alright, so we're go mode. We get to skip Waterfall, every single chest in C, every single chest in Sky. We're checking none of those boxes. What we are going to do on our way to the Temple of Fiends is we're going to pick up the Masa. And that's because we know exactly where the Masa is. It is in the incentive box. So we're at just shy of 57 minutes, and we're on our way to go make some sushi. So, it's a good time. Now, one downside is that for the memes, we will unfortunately not be going for bubbles. I do like to carbonate bubbles. Unfortunately, she's just too far out of the way. Is there anything I could possibly want in here? Nope. You just got to check sometimes, right? So yeah, like I said, there's literally a single item I could possibly want in all of this. I'm sorry, two. There's one outstanding ribbon, and there's a dragon armor. We're gonna make do. There's zero reason to check those other chests. We have two ribbons. We have what is going to be 4 Life 2 casters because the knight is going to pick up spell charges. Life 2 is the only spell I'm going to be picking up on him because levels 1 through 3 white, that was the only spell that was worth picking up. I'm not worried about having the third ribbon because I have wall on 3 of my casters, and I have low level nuke. It turns this into a very fast dungeon. You'll notice it has been less than 2 minutes since I called out, being in go mode. And we're just cruising. I'm not taking any of these fights unless they're worth something. They're not, so I'm not. I will be taking fights in Sky because fights in Sky, I'm going to take this one because it might actually be easier than running. That's not something you see every day, nor is it something you want to see every day. A pack of lobsters having only 2 go down to the first nuke. What am I doing? Heal potions are for suckers who don't have Cure 4. Ow. So we're going to go straight to Sky. We're going to pick up the Masa on the way to Toph, because we got to go fast. This fight is trash. I'm going to take a very quick pause in just a second here. My dog needs to be let out, so, you know. I like to wait until there's not things happening to pause, but I will be back in like all of about a minute. Okay, we're back. Please give me delicious experience mummies and whiz mummies. Mostly whiz mummies. So as you've no doubt frequently heard, fighter parties not really big on stationary grinds. And that's all well and good. We don't really want to take stationary grinds when we can avoid it. The thing that we do want to pay attention to is that we have enough levels to do the thing, right? So that's why you saw me take 2 very short stationary grinds. A little bit on the eye tile, I got like 3 levels out of it, and a little bit on the seafood party platter, where I think I got like 5 or 6 levels out of it. Uh, those are good fights. The knight's going to take care of this. It's just, I hate menuing to items. That's it. That's literally the whole thing. I'm going to check the greed chests. Not because I need to, or because I think I'm going to get anything, really. It's just habit. I got a light X plus 5. I'm never going to use that. %, greed, almost 0% payout. You're not worth the nukes. You're worth the nukes. $102 damage kills a sorcerer. That's good information. I feel like I'm 3 levels light. Remember what I said about Fog 2? It's not that I like it. It's that it's probably the difference between living and dying here. Hmm. We nuke our way to victory, chat. We nuke our way to victory, chat. I told you. Whew. You know, I'm gonna scum that one. Okay. Yeah, that was the thing that happened. So good news, we know that Zap is out of the pool. At least one of them is. I don't remember if there's multiple. Tia, would you please chill out? That was worth a shot. The game was trying to punish me for my hubris there. I needed to not let it do that. That's all it really comes down to. So one thing I'm not super comfortable with is my level situation right now. I need to stop and provoke it too. Um, so yeah, one thing that would make me very happy is if one of these black mages were to get hit with a stone. That'd be the best news. A stoned black mage is an excellent way for me to preserve a life 2 caster through the entirety of the Temple of Fiends Revisited. So yeah, I'd really like that. I think we're good here. We have all 4 of our orbs lit. We're at 108. For Oops All Loose, I feel pretty comfortable. Eventually, I'm going to get this right. And by right, I mean I'm going to walk the correct direction and not get an encounter when I do so. This is 100% muscle memory at this point, and my muscles barely remember anything, so, we'll see how many missteps I have. Man, they're chunky and unrunnable. So I did not come in off the hard reset. I only soft reset. That means I really don't know what the encounter table will do on the hard reset. If this dive fails for any reason, we'll be doing a hard reset. Ow. So what I am worried about on this dive, and why I was, before so gung-ho about the idea of a black belt as a black mage, that it would have been fine, right? Like, the downside is your number of spell charges. But the upside is at level 25, I'd have more than 400 hit points on a black belt. So, um, we're just going to throw a bunch of fasts at the knight, and yeah, not really care, because we have 26 or something charges of it, and then we're going to wait. And we're going to be punished for our hubris. That's just how that works. Cure 4, life 2, 2. So the upshot is that one of the black mages lived through that, and that was exclusively because of that Warmech experience. Cool. Generally speaking, I am more afraid of Carry 2 than I am of Lich or Tia 2. And, some of that's misguided. But I have been traumatized by entirely too many. Alright. Fast. Fast. Oh. We wall. And we defense. So this is the fight where I expect every one of these black mages to die. Alright. Temper. Temper. Defense. Oh, that's not encouraging. There's some evasion on this Kraken. Did I not buy a single lock spell? Hmm. Pro ring showing value. Hey, I only lost one black mage that fight. What up? You have the most level 2 slots. It is real hard for me to say no to this pack. The reason being that I'm still not 24 on the fighter. Okay, Cure 4 out of the pool. Best news that I could possibly get. You're gonna quad X. You're gonna fade. You're gonna fade. Twyminated. Hmm. Well, I didn't hit 24. This is unfortunate. Hmm. So I said before, Fog 2, it's not a great spell. However, what it has basically just done in those two casts is like doubled the absorb of those black mages. They now have like night level absorb, which is pretty good. I'm gonna defense once more. So I really don't care about these top two guys. I do care about my bottom two, but not enough to do anything about that yet. Mmm. Mmm. think this gets it. Yep. Okay. Um, very quick postmortem because my dog gets lonely outside. This wasn't bad. Um, again, it's all about percentage plays when you're doing the oops all loose category, and so it's no surprise that you pay attention to what's logically available, what has the most chests, what can I clear out easily. That did lead to some unfortunateness, if you will. I got a ribbon out of ice, but nothing else of note. Um, oh no, I guess that's that's part and parcel of the flag set, right? Um, but at the same time, it's very easy to read the logic if you understand what I don't have access to, what I do have access to, and that's actually why the northern docks are turned off. It's to make that easier. If the northern docks are on, um, yeah, it's a real mess. It is a lot of dangerous routing decisions, and it puts your loose items in very awkward locations. Um, if you get an early Oxyale, your progression could be anywhere in C, and that gets very awkward. So be glad that that's not on. Um, I hope that you enjoyed the tour de chest, as it were, the considerations that go into selecting the route, and you saw some decisions in here that I didn't talk about. Like, I didn't translate the slab because I was banking on Lefane being worthless, and I was right. It is one check in the middle of nowhere that requires multiple stops. If you can possibly avoid it, you're going to do it, right? So that's what you got there. Um, I'm not really a fighter guy, so like this, I'm not sure how to parse my time here. Um, I had 2 crystals to go at the 57-minute mark. I was just headed into on-rack at 57 minutes, so 23 and a half minutes to go through C plus Sky plus Topher? I mean, it feels bad because I'm used to black belt times, but, you take what the flag set gives you. The black belt could have been a better choice. Um, and I say that in the sense that we knew where the eye was, we knew where the Agama was, pretty easily. We could have managed a grind on either of those locations. Would have been a little bit iffy for a while, right? Like the eye had an off-step encounter, and it had it was a very weak encounter on the way out, but I mean, it had another one. And then you'd have to take care of Carrie at some point, which you either nuke her into the ground before you grind, or you grind and you punch her and you hope that she doesn't paste you in the process. That's a really big question. So anyway, those are the black belt side of the flags. Um, I don't recommend a black belt in these flags, though. You're checking so many boxes, you are going to have equipment. You are guaranteed a masa, and I really do mean guaranteed. You must get the key, and therefore you have every opportunity to go to the key lock. Um, yeah. The other thing I would say is, so thieves. During the Duck Derby in the last class, I ran Thief Red Black in the entrance and floor shuffle seed. And we're going to do entrance and floor shuffle on another stream. Don't worry about that. We got week 3 flags coming up here. Um, but when I ran that, um, I ended up having to forfeit the race out of rage quit. I was on the restream. It was not a good time, and it was because non-elemental damage is a thing that really sucks. If I ran a thief in the seed today, you would have seen similar frustrations because essentially I would have to grind it almost like a black belt. And until promotion, um, you're locked out of any like particularly good weapons. So, that's the thing. If I ran this on a thief, you could add probably 5 to 10 minutes where I brought the ninja up to up into the mid 30s so that I could survive a nuclear. Whereas the fighter just has those hit points in the low 20s. So bear that in mind, especially since this is vanilla unrunnables. Vanilla unrunnables is a very strange um, thing. Like, we don't really do that so often. We usually shuffle unrunnables or have all runnable or whatever. So vanilla unrunnables is kind of a weird thing, and the vanilla unrunnable encounters are kind of terrible. Like, everything about them is bad. You're going to have all the elementals that you can't run from, so fires, waters, or fires and earths specifically that I'd recall. I think you can run from airs and waters, but fires and earths specifically are unrunnable, and that's not great. You saw that I was looking at them and like, well, I guess I can nuke them because you can't quad X them, and it kind of sucks. Um, so yeah, what I would say, general guidance: fighter is good, thief is good if it is not your melee carry. Black belt is bad for this flag set. Uh, Select your mages aggressively. We don't really need sustain. Um, the boss stats are not big. So, I mean, red mages are fantastic here generally. What you saw in the seed today was black mages with white magic. That is so hard to turn down. Um, we only have one bonus. We have no malice, and that's a big deal. Equipment rains from the sky. It's great. You will have a sword, guaranteed. So yeah, probably lean into that fighter. Uh, if you're not seeing great mage stuff going on, fighter thief red black is an excellent composition. Um, I don't think a white mage is necessary in these flags. Again, sustain. Um, but you play it by ear. You play it by your comfort, right? So hour 20 and 30 seconds, not bad. It's not the worst I've done. Probably, yeah, it's pretty decent. Um, and with that, I mean, it was really with kind of most of the right plays most of the time, which feels kind of average. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream here. Hope you got something out of it as you prepare for the Duck Derby. Again, these flags are going to be raced on July 18th, which is 3 weeks away. Yeah. Um, so anyway, get some practices in. Hope you get a feel for the routing, feel for where those chests are, and look forward to seeing all of y'all's progress when we get to the live races in 3 weeks. With that, signing off. Have a wonderful day.